Welcome to Payne on Politics, a podcast where host Dr. Gregory Payne of Emerson College sits down with fellow experts to discuss the current state of politics, public opinion, and global affairs. In a world growing increasingly complex, communication and critical thinking is key. This only makes the Emerson motto, expression necessary to evolution, more true.
Hello, I'm Gregory Payne, the Chair of Communication Studies, the first communication department in the United States at Emerson College. And I'm here in beautiful San Diego as we enter the final day of the Rediscover Rosarito Public Diplomacy Program. I'm here with a student who's going to be an RA at the Castle in the spring, someone that everybody at Emerson knows. And what's exciting about Diego is a VMA major, which proves that we do build bridges even across departments. But he's also someone who takes a lot of, I think, interesting takeaways from the Rediscover Rosarito project. So, Diego, welcome to Payne on Politics. And tell us, what are some of your take-home points?
Oh my God, there's so many. For one, I would like to say thank you for having me on this project. It was eye-opening just because I felt like I wasn't learning too much within the Boston campus, and now finally getting to travel outside the States and having to build bridges across different departments in the school, it was just a great opportunity. So, yeah, thank you. But honestly, my takeaways, like two main takeaways, are just that I was able to see that learning with not only people within your own camp, but just in your own community, like people that you see every day or that you don't even recognize. Getting to be outside the U.S. makes you click a lot better, and you build a deep bond. Like even with the people that's leaving today, we have all built relationships within the program. And so it's crazy how we talk about building relationships outside the program with the other people, but the most important thing is that we build relationships within the program, across the professors, across the people that we meet, like even just people within different majors. We all have built relationships, and years down the line, we'll all remember the little moments that we shared. So, shout out to Gustavo. But, it was one of the biggest takeaways. And the second thing is that this program, this festival, if there's one thing that this festival has proved, it's that we are capable of any type of change. And it doesn't matter if you hand us a mic or if you give us a job that we don't know how to navigate. We all help each other, and that's besides building relationships, we have teamwork. And so this whole program just proved that the Emerson family really is it's a belittling thing, because I don't think a lot of people get to understand what it really means. And so this program proved that we're just capable of any opportunity that we get. So,
well, that's a wonderful advancement, in terms of just what I think we all believe in the Rosarito program, which is in its 13th year with the Signature Film Festival. One thing you said was, and I think it's reflective, the group of students from Emerson, very, very diverse. We had students from Asia. We had students whose heritage is Korea. We had people that, like yourself, a Hispanic heritage, in addition to reaching across. So we met Gustavo Torres, who, of course, I think is going to be transferring to Emerson, thanks to you and the Emerson students. The one thing I would say is, when we look at this particular project, we've been slammed with some crises ourselves. We talk about the crises at the border, but of course, Professor Brody discovered the first day he had COVID. Thank goodness for Shepard being here, because he was able to pick that up and we didn't miss a beat. One thing that I was very impressed by you, Diego, on so many levels, though, is you expanded this, which is building bridges, to music diplomacy. And if you could talk a little bit about your film, because we brought in a whole new era, which we were able to highlight this important rapper in the area.
Right. This new variant of music diplomacy, I think it's a branch that honestly leads to so many other things. But I think it's besides talking about food, besides talking about the culture and clothes and language, music is music gets all of that within one sync of a button.
The great connector.
The great connector. Basically, you just, just like that one time at Susanna's, we all had, Shepard had talked about EDM. You talked about
Nicky Jam.
Nicky Jam.
Yeah.
But,
people were amazed that I like Travis Tina
Turner that you mentioned, and me and Roman, me alongside Roman, another alumni that was there. We had all just gotten to know each other better, and honestly, just listening to that one song, that one performance, like we made the most out of it just from just sitting in the corner and just watching everybody else, talk their stuff. But music diplomacy was always intriguing to me because, especially during this time, besides the
some people might wonder what that is. We're right over the airport, which means helicopters fly right over you. So for those people wondering, are we being well taken care of? We absolutely are. That's the San Diego police making sure that we're right on target.
We're recording this before I leave, so
yes,
we're right outside.
Now, one thing I was going to ask Diego, with regard to this rapper, though, he brought an entire delegation. I was so impressed by his music, his message. What captivated, what brought you to him? Because we're then going to talk about your own experience with something that's very, very exciting with regard to Rosarito. But how about the rapper that you highlighted in the film?
I mean, for one, I thought his performance was great. It wasn't my group that shot this, so really the ones that get the flowers are Jordan, Roman, Natalie, and I'm forgetting the fourth member, but yes, but that group, they showed Young King's, they showed his musicality in a different light. Basically, his music, as dirty and as gully his rhymes are and his lyrics, they really show a side of Rosarito that not a lot of people would like to see in the mainstream media. Like they basically have the streets, in a blanket, even though it's a lot of stuff, and then this could go into like whole media and, the whole stereotype of Mexicans and everything. But just specifically about Young King, what gravitated me towards him is that his performance that he gave after the festival, everybody was standing, clapping, cheering. Like, he basically had turned the festival into his own segue. And besides having the films being shown, mind you, the films, from the Mexican filmmakers and, the Emerson group had made everybody, connect. But his performance especially was just, it was like no other. And so after seeing that and getting to see the documentary, I feel like there's an untapped there's like an untapped section, which is music in Rosarito. Not even just Mexico, but Rosarito specifically, that has talent, has something to say, but they don't have the platform to say that to. So
just like David Silva does with his artwork, and we've had Susanna with gastro diplomacy, and of course the Boys and Girls Club with regard to sports diplomacy, music is a way of expanding and branding. I did want to say, though, halfway through you said to me, hey, Dr. Payne, I want to go to this Baja Beach Fest. Yes. And I think you were surprised, and because that resonated with me. I'd gone to it in its first year, where Nicky Jam and some others were at. And so we looked at it, and of course, that was not a part of the program. We were going to be in San Diego. One reason we left for San Diego is because the hotel was so full, and the prices were too high for us to stay. But you worked out an agreement, which, I made sure that we could try to keep you as safe all along the way. We talked to Tony Pender, head of Global Pathways. And, as we always try to do, we try to enable great experiences like this. So could you tell a little bit about what it was like going down to the Baja Beach Fest, which you're back across the border, you're safe, you were, I think,
yes.
We had our own little VIP shield around you, but tell us what that was all about.
It was one crazy experience, from well, even before getting to the festival, it was just it was a crazy procedure. Just making sure get there safe and get everything intact. But the festival was. It was more than what I expected because, to be honest, it wasn't just a festival where everybody comes to party, let go. Honestly, this was more of a festival where everybody comes to a music genre and they all pretty much have fun with each other. You may not know the person. Honestly, this is literally what it was. One song came on, and it took 2-3 people to just sing the same lyrics. They look at each other, and they just start having fun.
Okay, now I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you just sing a part of that lyric so that we'll know exactly who it is, and maybe people listening can guess who the artist is?
Titi me preguntó si tengo mucha novia. Mucha novia. Hoy tengo una, mañana otra. Me la voy a llevar a toa con VIP. Hey, Salud Titi. That one song has shut down the entire, and mind you, this was before the main event, and basically Bad Bunny's new album had taken over the whole transmission. Without that, honestly, it wouldn't have been as exciting. But
this was a very historic event for Daddy Yankee. This, I think, is this is his last concert in Mexico?
One of his last performances before he retires.
Okay, but you said that you're going to be following him. Jane Pierce, if you're there, I don't know that she's seen you two 39 times. You're going to see Daddy Yankee in Boston.
Boston, yes. September 1st, Sunday. I believe it's at 8, but yeah, I got to see the
So you think
final.
I should announce for all the faculty of Comm Studies we're going to see Daddy Yankee?
If they have the chance to, I would highly encourage it, because it's you're seeing a legend who not even created, just pushed the genre to Americans, like American mainstream music. Because mind you, him alongside a couple of others, but him being the focal point. Without him, you wouldn't really be hearing reggaeton in the States,
right?
Let alone in the world. Right. And he pushed it to a global level. So this is the last you'll ever see of his performances. So this is a special moment.
I think it's historic. I would say we could go on and on, because Diego is such a very, very polished and, I think, articulate VMA major, somebody who's a change agent. But we do know the planes, they are going to be taking off soon. We're going to lose you. But for those who would like to find out more, just come to Boston. We're all going to be back there soon. Those of you going to the castle in the spring, you're going to have an incredibly talented, understanding RA. So, Diego, gracias por esta conversación.
Thank you so much, Dr. Payne. Thank you.
Building bridges, not walls, through music.
Across
Take
everywhere.
Take care of Payne on Politics in San Diego.